Howdy guys, this is Dan with Danny Aquatics, coming to you from some of the aquariums inside the house. This is in our dining room. I have the 20-gallon long. Was my plant tank. It had a lot of plants in it, but ever since I put the two dwarf Grammies, they ate all of the octopus plants, and those things were both corners were just covered in them, and they annihilated them. So I guess the Java fern they don't really mess with too much, so I'm gonna see if I can order some more from what is that, a co-op, aquarium co-op from Cody, not Cody, what's his name? I can't think of his name. Corey. So I'm gonna order probably a batch of those so I can kind of spread those out. But other than that, all these guys are really doing great. I have the black skirt. I think they're tetras. And I have a couple of black neons left. I think there was 3 of them left in here. And I think the 5 or 6 zebra danios, I believe they're called. Those guys are always just hyper. They're just all over the tank. But this tank is doing good. So let's move over and let's look at the 55-gallon Mbuna tank real quick. Alrighty guys, this is my 55-gallon Mbuna tank, and they're all at the top. I just walked by, and you can feed these guys 4 times a day, and every time you walk by they are starving to death. So they're always hungry. And here the last couple of days I've been feeding them a couple of times. Kind of broke up the total amount that I've given them in one time. Usually I just feed them once in the day, probably around 2ish. But these guys are crazy. They can eat all day long. So you don't want to overfeed your Mbunas because they will get Malawi bloat real quick. But these guys are doing good. Mostly just yellow labs, and the 3 blue ones, I can't remember what those are called. If somebody remembers, just leave it on the comment. And I think I have all 3 males, so but they're really a pretty Mbuna fish. They're not really aggressive. They used to be. I think when we first got them, they would chase each other a lot, but they hardly do any of that no more. They've been in here like 2 years. And the other ones are the Cinetrophius lombardi, mostly all male, and only a couple of females. The females show the trait of the dark blue with the black stripes, and the males will, when they're small, the male will have the same type of striping, but then they turn yellow and black. But I think the yellow labs have had a few more fry, because in the right hand corner in those stones there was like 3 tiny little fry in there yesterday. So my granddaughter noticed them. So let me zoom in there and we'll go over there real quick. Okay, let's see if they'll come out. See, I think I see one right there behind the bottom of that filter. There they are, right there. They are tiny. They're like about less than a 1/4 inch long. They are something else. But I'm not sure what these are, because they have a different color. So it might have been one of the other fish that had 3 little ones in here. So, but they could be yellow labs as far as I know. So I'm not sure, but they're pretty. I can't wait to see those grow up. Hopefully 1 or 2 of them will survive, and we'll have. I got to move some of these guys. And there's these blue guys. These guys are beautiful. I cannot remember their name, but they're gorgeous. Alrighty guys, let's move over to one of the other tanks that's in my office real quick. And this is my convict tank. It's one of my favorite tanks. These guys are always just all over the tank, and they are notorious about having and spawning in this tank, but they don't last very long because I'm really not into having any more convicts. But every once in a while they'll have like 1 or 2 that will survive, and sure enough I'll have another little one running around there at the bottom. And yeah, sometimes you'll see there's like a cloud. There'll be about 20 or 30 of them, but I try not to remove them anymore because I don't have any place that I could actually move them into. My future project on this for the convicts, and maybe even mixing the albino, or they call pink convicts, is I have one 7-foot piece of glass left over, and I am looking at building a 300-gallon aquarium, 8 feet long, with a 7-foot viewing piece, and similar to the 275 that I have in the African cichlid tank, and maybe moving something like that into that. But I would have to expand the fish room, and that's what I'm looking at doing. But I also want to have at least a 308-foot tank for just umbunas. So I'm not sure which one will take it first. Will it be the umbunas or the convicts? So we'll see. I might end up having to make 2 tanks. Alrighty guys, just an update on some of the aquariums here in the house, and I'll keep y'all posted. Y'all have a blessed day. Y'all take care. Bye.